people, especially you, Linda. Yeah, we know you're on there. You're like our lurker. We see you. We don't see, well, you see us, but we don't see you, but we know you're there. Okay, with that being said, I gotta close this real quick. So just
gotta close that real quick. Might as well turn off the light too. Yeah, make it pretty.
make it pretty. Okay. Again, guys, anybody coming on, keep an eye in the background there, see if you see any lurking spirits. Okay, I start off usually by saying what the weather is like here in good old Newfoundland. We reached a high in the 70s today. I think it says 73 on here, but I know it a couple times on our weather station. It says like 74 and 75.
She says there's a lot of static.
There's a lot of static. Oh, Gabby's phone. Can you hear it clear now?
I bet you it was my phone.
Was it her phone? Or is it good? Or is my phone? It could have been my phone too. Gabriella. Is it okay now, Kiwi? Linda? Okie dokie. So, as I was saying, we reached probably 75 degrees today. Believe it or not, here a little bit after 8, it's still 61 degrees, and we're only supposed to get down to 41 tonight. So, it's going to be, excuse me. I still got this damn Mom. I got this freaking cough that just does not want to go away. So it's going to be comfortable sleeping, although I never get any sleep anyhow. For some reason, my body says, no, no, no. My mind. No. My body. That's exactly what through my mind there. So, okay, so we're going to start the show. Well, as you notice, guys, we changed our show from Poetry Hour to Coffee Talk because although we like the poetry and all that good stuff, we decided, well, we'll just shoot the bull on here. Whatever comes to mind is
well, the thing too is poetry is something that you're supposed to take your time with, and only like when you're really, really like want to spill your thoughts out on paper. It's not something that's just like always the thing that happens. You always get writer's block or something like that and can't write.
Well, and we don't want to sound like conceited either, like it's just all about our poetry. So
yeah,
we are reaching out to anybody watching this. If you would love for us to read prose, poetry, whatever on our show live, submit it to our Other Side Facebook page. You don't have the Other Side on TikTok, right? Submit it to the Facebook page or put comments on here. Or yeah, I would say Facebook page. Or
even the Coffee Talk Facebook page.
Yeah, well, it's the Other Side.
No, but I have that coffee one too.
Oh, okay. Remember well, yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So Coffee Talk on Abby's page or the Other Side on my page. Just submit what you want. Suggestions, poems, prose, little short stories. If it's like, I don't know.
Even sayings.
Sayings, whatever. We will put it on our show for you and we will say, this is written by, and we'll give you the credit you deserve, right?
Maybe.
Or they'll steal it.
Or they'll just steal it. And
no, Gabrielle would steal it.
Gabriella is. She's like that.
I can't believe you done this.
You got to watch out for her. She's like one of those tricky things like that, She's just... So, tonight we're going to start. We may look up a few poems and throw in on... Just like go on Google or something, see love poems or maybe scary poems, something. Something. But what we'll do was, Linda, you had asked a question. Well, kind of not a question, but you had brought up about you really wish you watched our Lurking Spirits video. And you said you really wish you would have been able to see what we could have maybe caught. Hi, Gabriella.
Hi.
On the other video from our still camera. Linda knows. Anybody else tuning in? Here's the story. We had our regular video camera and our still camera. Now, we use these cameras all the time. They had fresh batteries, they had fresh SD cards in them. Everything was all set. Nothing out of the unusual that we do. Abby setting up the camera on the second floor, the still camera,
She said
because
hi. Gabriella.
Hi, Linda.
she said, "Oh, Linda." I'm sure you heard. I don't know why I had to repeat it. Anyhow,
Perfect.
It's the echo. It's
it's
my
a-
echo that
hi,
follows me
hi,
everywhere.
hi, hi. Okay, so to continue, the second floor is where Beverly said that when she was moving her office from the second floor down to the first floor, which her first floor now it's a bigger office for her, it's a bigger space. When she was moving the stuff down, she said she saw like a white misty figure coming down from the attic and it followed her to that room. And so where there the last time we was there, the hallway by the stairs that leads into the room where we were doing our investigation is where we saw the cat ball roll in front of our eyes, probably a good 2 to 4 inches.
Mhm.
So we're there. Okay, what better place to set up the stationary camera? So we set the stationary camera up. We reviewed the
Well,
tapes.
didn't we also put that up because that ball was on top of the stairs, and we were trying to catch it going
Yeah,
down
that's
the
right.
stairs
Because we
too.
did. We had a ball on top of the stairs. We was hoping maybe something would push the ball down the stairs. So we had it at a great camera angle where it could have caught the stairs, the cat ball in between, and that room. So it wasn't a good angle.
Yeah.
Would have caught anything should it happen. Anyhow, when we were reviewing our video to edit to see if we caught anything, the handheld, everything's good. You know, we showed you it was in 3 weeks. Don't know everything that you saw we caught. We had to do very little editing because the only editing we do is if like Chase dropped a couple things, made a loud noise. That's the only thing we take out. Everything else is all completely raw and unedited. Well, we pull out the stationary camera. We put the SD card and check it out, and there was 7 videos on there. I thought there was only so. I thought there was 6. Well, because you said there was 2. Yeah, there were 7 videos on there.
No, 6. Because there was 2, and there was 2 that worked, and there was 4. There was 4 that didn't.
Okay. Anyhow, now all on the same card, all on the same SD card, because we didn't have to change the card or anything. The very first video on there is just a real quick clip. You see Abby's hand, you see Abby's face. Like it's just simply she had it turned on for some reason as she was setting up the camera.
Yeah, trying to get on the tripod and spinning it on the tripod. I must have hit the record button by accident or whatever, so it was recording me spinning it around on that tripod trying to get it set up.
So there's that little tiny clip there.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Then everything else, there's like a still picture that will show up. But when you go to try to watch the video, it says can't watch, videos corrupted. Then when we go down to the floor below to where the kids' room was, there was one video down there, and it was only like maybe 2 minutes long. It was in the kids' room, and that video is as good as can be, not corrupted, nothing. It shows. Now, mind you, this is all in the same camera, same SD card. So we're not saying it was paranormal, but ironically, everything on that floor got corrupted. But as soon as we went down to the kids' room, that video was okay.
Yeah,
but it was only
it's
2
super
minutes.
weird.
So we're not going to put.
Well, the other thing that I was gonna say too is I tried different ways of getting on. I went to different websites. I tried copying, pasting the video file to another thing because I know you can. Sometimes videos don't show because it's too big of a file or whatever. So I made the file smaller and I tried putting it back in and it didn't work. So I really do think that all that video is corrupt, which is really terrible because we could have caught something cool there.
Yeah, and that's just it because if you watched, I think it was that last video. Yeah, it would have been. I was sitting there and we were talking, and I'm looking at Beverly and I said, I don't know. I keep on seeing looks like a mist, like forming, like it's trying to come out. And who?
VR.
BR. Welcome. There should have been a notification because I had to put scheduled.
Yeah,
there's
it's
It's YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube. So I like to pop them right in the. Oh, I didn't say that, YouTube. So don't take our videos off. You didn't hear me say that. no.
YouTube has the, no offense, YouTube, but YouTube has the thing where sometimes you'll subscribe to someone and you'll go back a next couple days or whatever and it's gone. Or you have people that liked your video and for some reason it's not showing as a like. So
YouTube has like odd.
oh, hi B squared.
Yeah, hi B squared. Oh, we need to make her a moderator.
Okay.
She was already one.
No, she's supposed to be. For some reason, she's not. So we need to make her a moderator. Somebody, get on there, get on. Anyhow, to get back to the story. So I'm there sat in that room and I'm telling Beverly, I kept on saying, look, I thought like a mist, and it looked like it was kind of coming out, like was trying to form, and then it would go back. And then it would come out, kind of form, go back. And Beverly said, Diane, that's where that misty form came from the attic and went down into that same area. So I don't know. If the camera would have been working, we might have caught that. But again,
Well, there was other situations that we had, like we know for a fact we heard whistling. We know for a fact we heard humming.
and it was funny because when we heard the humming, all of us at one
Yeah.
time said, "Did you hear that?"
We even at one point we heard talk, or somebody heard talking, and we thought we might have got on the camera, but we didn't get any of it.
And guys, especially go on our Lurking Spirits because we'll announce it on there too.
Big announcement.
We have an investigation coming up here on the 26th.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
We have one going on tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I'll get to that one. The 26th, we're going to be at the Doss house. And we will probably go live for a little bit and then film the rest. So, woo, Lurking Spirits. Yay. Anyhow, on Saturday night, we are going to be making a return visit to Ryan because there is a lot of activity in her house. So
Apparently new activity too,
Yeah.
according to what she said.
So she's saying that there should be that there's another spirit appeared over there, another guy that don't like her, and so we're going to see what we can catch over there on Saturday night. And I think she's going to be going live on her channel. We may go live a little bit again. Like what we'll try to do at our investigations is go live and for a little bit at least, and then
Yeah, like a half hour,
Yeah,
hour,
something.
depending on how good we do anyways with it. And then,
now stay tuned on this channel because there's a couple things coming up on here. I'm going to be doing, unless I won't do it on Real Talk. I'll do it on this one. I will be doing, we're going to try to get back over to the jail because the jail's going to be reopening back up here soon.
yeah, the weather's been beautiful here.
So we are going to go over the jail. I am going to do a total live walkthrough. So it'll be like as if you paid for a tour. I'm going to show you the outside. I'm going to do the whole spiel throughout the entire building live of every room, every place, everything that you would pay for in a tour is strictly for promotional purposes for our reopening. We will also be doing an investigation over there, and it's going to be girls' night. The guys will probably be with us, but Gabriella, Abby, and myself, we're going to take off down in the dungeon. We're going to take off in the basement, and we're going to hit that third floor all by our little old selves. So, matter of fact, since that's 3 areas, top floor, basement, dungeon, we'll each get one area to do our stuff. So, guys, hope we catch something there because there is a story. Recently, somebody went in there. I'm not going to mention names or who told me, but somebody went in there with a military service dog. And when the dog walked in, the dog got to the old stone jail part and put all 4 of its legs frozen solid and would not move whatever it saw. And the person that owned it said he's never seen him react that way before. So there you go, guys. So some good stuff coming up. Keep your fingers crossed for us that we have a good, successful night at Ryan's. So Abby, what you want to talk about? They don't want to hear my big yappy
I know,
mouth
but I
all
don't
the
have
time.
anything to talk about right now.
Who wants Abby to do the basement? Since I think the guy that's in the basement, maybe the young guy that got killed down there, I think he has a crush on Abby.
I think we should do the third tier in the annex area too, because that's where I had me and Gabra both had our thing happen there.
Yeah.
But yeah, something likes me in the basement.
I want to try a couple things. I want to buy a real cheap set of wind chimes, and I am going to hang them up somewhere where there is no airflow whatsoever and see if I can get the spirits. Everybody uses that little dingy bell. Well, I want to see if they'll dingy the wind chimes.
I don't think that I'm not safe down in the basement. I don't know, because I don't feel uneasy down there, but whatever is down there makes me feel sensitive and like emotional. I don't know if it's because it's trying to show me the pain or something that it went through, but it's
I think
always
because the
emotional when I
guy
go down
that's
there.
down there was young and he can relate to you. I think.
And
you're a female. Him, he's a guy.
Well, Chase tried contacting him the last time when we did a live, and the live just completely ended as soon as I walked down the basement. He talked to him and he said, "Hey, are you trying to harm her?" And it said no with the flashlight. And then he said, "Well, are you trying to show her? Do you relate to her?" Or something, and the flashlight went on. And he says, "Well, I'm going to ask one more time. Do you relate to her? And is that why you turned on the flashlight?" And it went on. And he says, "Okay." And he says, "Okay, turn the flashlight off." He says, "I'm going to ask you one more question. Do you want to be her friend?" Flashlight turns on. So I'm pretty sure that I have a friend down there, or someone that wants to be my friend, that's trying to make me understand how they feel or whatever. But it always makes me emotional going down there. So
it does seem to be attached to her a lot. Paranormal Theory was down in there with not one of their members. It was somebody that went with them the night that they were there. And the guy that was with them was talking to Ryan from Paranormal Theory, and he's looking in the one direction. He says, "I think I swear I just saw a shadow over there." Ironically, no sooner he said that on their spirit talker, it showed up, "I'm going to show myself," or "You'll see a shadow," or something like that. So it kind of both went boom, boom, like it kind of verified what he just thought he saw. And so, I mean, there is one of the people that took a tour down there, they do have a picture in the one side room. It was next to where the galley is. There's a room, it was a storage room for their dry storage. And there was a shadow that was standing there. So, I mean, the basement, and that's where the blood spots still are on the wall from that.
Which, I mean, who knows? Maybe the spirit that's trying to contact me is the kid who ended up dying from.
That's what I think.
From whatever.
Because he was young, and he may be just he just might be reaching out to you like, "Hey there, sexy chick, and I want to talk to you." You don't know.
Yeah, I was a mess.
Well, see, and be squared. I love what you just your comment there. Wonder if they feel lonely and bored. Pretty sure my little boy goes with. I think that's what it is. I think that this kid, because his life was snuffed out at such an early age, and nobody knew why. Nobody knew why this Devlin Brown had something against him. And I think he's just, I think he sees something in Abby. Hey, I think she's friendly. I want to talk to her. I'm lonely. She's down here. She's willing to communicate. I think that's what it is.
I think that's a lot of places, though. When you walk into a place that has not had a lot of activity for a long time, like for the jail, it's been a while since it's actually been open. So when it actually got open, they're like, "Oh my God, people! I cannot talk to people again." And so I think that's why they're more active now when we do tours and stuff, because they're like, "Hey, there's people here. We can actually do stuff now, and I don't think they're as alone now. Now because we've been closed since winter, they're gonna be like missing us like crazy when we come back.
And
But
Linda said, "Do you think Smitty has missed you?" I to be honest, I miss him. Like, I know he committed a cold-blooded murder, but I honestly don't think it was premeditated.
mm-mm,
You figure back in that
alcohol.
time period, everybody, they drank a lot, they went to bars. These two guys, contrary to popular belief, what one tour person has said when they took, not our group, they were saying that Smitty and John Minahan did not even know each other, so Smitty had no reason to kill John. That's not true. When you do the research on old Smitty and John Minahan, they were good friends. They both were very, very well respected in the Evansburg area. They were well known. They were good family people, and they were buddies. And this whole thing happened over an argument who shot a prize buck. And because Smitty thought he shot the buck, Minahan said no, he shot the buck. And they dissolved their friendship over a deer. And it's funny because when you read the write-ups on it, it says not the two-legged kind, the four-legged kind. And they used to go frequent this one bar. Well, they happened to run past with each other at this same bar even after they dissolved their friendship. And what happens when you drink? You get nasty, and your worst or your best comes out of you. And Smitty just had enough of them arguing on that. And he tried, from what the story goes, from what the research goes, he tried to calmly take matters in his hand and get him put it under a citizen's arrest. Well, he was a constable, so it wouldn't even have been a citizen's arrest. And get him taken away. And Minahan kept on pushing his hand away. Well, after so many times you get your hand pushed away, Smitty, being completely drunk, pulled out his gun and shot
Yeah,
him.
I think because they had their fight, I still think that they still felt very close to each other. That's why I don't think it was premeditated. I'm sure he felt really bad after he ended up shooting him.
And he surely, he knew he committed murder because he admitted to it right away. He said, yeah, I did it. I'm sure he felt some kind of remorse, and he did admit that, yeah, I shot him. And they were both horribly drunk.
Mm-hmm.
So when it went to trial, oh, poor old Smitty there, he's there thinking, okay, I know I'm going to serve time in jail. I know it. But then they sentenced him to be hanged. And hanging was not the verdict that he thought that he was going to get. So that's how
I think honestly he deserved time. I don't think he deserved murder because it was alcohol.
It was alcohol related, and be square, drunk with guns is never good. No, and you figure back, that was in the 1800s, late 1800s, early 1900s. The guns, everybody had guns. I mean, they were living through war and everything else and that, and all kinds of good stuff around that time.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I have an upcoming show on here too. I'm not sure yet if I want to do it live for question and answer, or if I'm going to pre-record it. But it is going to be the mystery of Cambria County Jail, the man they could not hang, old Smitty.
You think they ever are going to? Well, if they ever found out who actually shot that buck?
No. Even like your dad was telling me, him and his one buddy, the one time went out hunting, and kind of almost a similar situation happened with them. Your dad said he knows for a fact he shot it because he knows when he hit it where it went.
Oh, you know what some hunters are doing now? When they get a bullet, they're putting their initial on the bullet. So when they shoot the buck or whatever it is, they go and look for their initial on the bullet, and they're like, hey, I got it.
Yeah, I something like that's never good. Same as the mystery of old Smitty. Did he die in the jail? Was he bumped off? Did he escape? And a lot of people don't know is more and more, which I didn't know it at first, but more and more research and more people that I've talked to.
Static is back, she said.
There's more underlying Gabriella's.
It's
Yeah, because she's
Gabriella.
right by there. More, they found out that there's tunnels underneath where the fort slash dungeon connects, and it goes underground to the old Cambria County Courthouse. So there's a lot of, I mean, there's rumor that he did escape through those tunnels because people said, well, how could he get over that 22-foot wall, or how could he get through the big black gate without somebody knowing? Because he had peg leg, and he was a pretty burly guy, I guess. So how in the heck could he get in through here without
I don't
somebody
know, but
knowing?
if he escaped, I feel like he would not be trapped in the jail.
And there's people that came in. Matter of fact, the last time, I'm trying to think who the last group
She
was.
said should have guessed.
Should have guessed.
Poor Gabriella.
The last people that was there that did an investigation, I think it was last people. Maybe it was our last investigation, not one that we had publicized, but just a private one that we did. I think Michael, the name Michael kept on coming up. Well, that's Smitty's name.
Well, I'm pretty sure I
Michael
spoke
Smith.
to Smitty the
Yeah.
one time because I was in his cell alone. Well, I think what's his cell, and I was like, "Hey, I'm just curious. Did you escape or were you killed in here?" And I said yes or no questions or whatever. And the flashlight went off when I said were you murdered in the dungeon, and the flashlight went off. And I said, okay, you can turn the flashlight off. And I said, I know this is a really hard topic, but I want to ask one more time. Did you? And the flashlight went on. So I'm pretty positive I was talking to Smitty that day.
And it's ironic because when I take people on the tour, when you go down into the dungeon, and it's probably from erosion, whatever, and that, but you see like little humps in the ground. I say that's where the bodies are buried. Ironically, now I know for a fact the very last group that investigated there, they were down there and they had their spirit talker net on, and it came out, you're standing on my body. And it was right on top of where that hump was. So kind of some of this stuff that we talk about, like a lot of people don't believe these apps, but there's sometimes that these apps so correlate with what the questioning is and what's happening that are we saying it's paranormal? Hell no, we're not saying that. But then you have to put that big question mark there. Like, that's a little bit more than coincidental because it's too many concise things that are correlating with each other perfectly. So how do you explain
I
it?
mean, let's go back to that cemetery situation when I freaking bawled my eyes out. When I was bawling my eyes out, the first thing that ghost talker said was, "Oh, my heart, are you okay?" or something like
And then
that.
it says, "Am I dead?" And
Yeah.
you lost your shit when it's happening.
I
You said yes.
freaking broke
I'm
down in
sorry.
tears and everything,
And
I
it
was like,
wouldn't be so bad, but the section she's talking about, and I kind of think what affected her so deeply too was that was at Potter's Field. That was where there was unmarked graves, the wards of the court, destitutes, just poor people, old people that had no families. They were just tossed there and buried with no markings or whatever, like they were nothing. So we specifically went up there to tell them, hey, you're not forgotten. We're here to tell people that you are here, that you've had a life, that you were like we are. You're no different just because you might not have had money or no family. You are being thought of. We want people to know that you are
that's
here.
the thing, like for natural disasters though, like for anyone that doesn't know, where we are about 30-ish minutes away, we are close to Johnstown, and Johnstown had a flood. I don't remember what year it's been.
There's a couple. The big one was in the 1800s.
The biggest flood, when they found the bodies, they just kind of piled them up in like this one hill that's in like the very back of Johnstown, and there's all those bodies there. There's no marks or anything on them. They didn't even care to look. They just threw them down there, and so there could be a whole lot of.
We're also not
there.
very far away from Flight 93 Memorial, Shanksville, PA, where Flight 93 went down. So, you know, there's the whole area. Pennsylvania's history. I mean, look, we got Gettysburg. We have Penhurst Asylum. we got we got Crescent Sanatorium, which is on our bucket list to go. Problem is, guys, we don't try asking for money from anybody. We would never do that. But if you go on, I know there's been in the past people make comments, well, if they would put out more content or something and not solicit money. We've never once solicited money. But if you go on our Lurking Spirits and you would like to donate, that money is to help us get good locations. Because right now we're living paycheck to paycheck. It's really hard. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, it's only $100. It's only $200." That's when you're living paycheck to paycheck. That's grocery money. Like, we can't do it. So if donations come into our Lurking Spirits channel, we're not going to use it for just, hey, we're going to go out and have some fun. No, we want to use it so we can give you good content so you can see what we're capable of doing.
P Squared said back and replayed what I missed on 1.25 speed. So what, do we sound like chipmunks?
Do we sound like, is that what we sounded like? We could do our whole.
Linda asked, any idea when Katrina's YouTube video is coming out?
They told us sometime in the spring. So spring's next week. So
yeah, a month or two.
I would keep your ears and eyes open. The minute we know anything, believe me, you'll probably hear the screams from here to where you're at, because we'll be that excited. I'm excited. I know they caught stuff. I know they did. Matter of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think that they said that they saw an apparition form right before their very eyes, and they were hoping that they caught it on video. So I know they got stuff.
But just the other thing with that group is, in case anyone was wondering if they're sweet or if they're conceited or whatever, we met them and they are great people. They're very sweet people.
Oh my gosh, they are the nicest, most caring people. Matter of fact, when they were there for almost 2 days. They offered to buy us lunch. We all said no, because we don't, what
yeah.
But they had
There's
lunch.
a floating head behind you.
They did still give us some of what they had and stuff. That is one creepy face. There's our Lurking Spirit. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff coming up. I mean, I'm excited about the Doss House. Is that your coffee or is that my coffee?
Good coffee.
That is good coffee, so don't drink it. Goodness. Now, guys, anytime you come on a show, especially like this where Abby and I are winging it, you can ask questions, like even if there's something about us that you want to know. Like, just throw out the questions and we'll show it up there and we'll answer the best we can. I mean, anything, as long as it doesn't get too personal.
Yeah.
Like, we'll answer. That's what this show's all about. It's an open forum for you to ask whatever you want, participate in any way. What?
Linda, and to think you gave birth to her.
I think what happened is, when I was in the hospital, I think they switched babies on me, and mine was actually the normal one. She loves me. She loves me.
P Squared, not chipmunks, though. I sound like a dolphin on WhatsApp. That's funny.
Gabriella, you drank my coffee, so I had every right to say that.
Took a gosh darn sip.
Why didn't you make your own coffee? Cause?
Are you just eating dinner now?
No.
We're gonna have to fight her.
Well,
At least I'm eating.
Hey, is there any questions, any of you guys? Is there anything you want to know about any of us? Abby, Gabriella, me, Eric, Pee-wee?
Pee-wee will answer.
Look at this.
Look at that chubby belly.
Look at the schnizzle lizzle.
It's King Pee-wee.
He's the schnizzy.
King Pee-wee.
He's the schniz.
He says,
No, you can't have my
He
coffee either. Jeez, you coffee hounds. You need to get your ass out of there, you know.
he
Okay,
says, fine.
fine.
You're right by the microphone, though.
Um, I'm trying to think. Oh, and when we were talking about incidents that happened too, if any of you watched our Williamston, South Carolina, we were at the municipal building. Another mishap there happened, and it was our camera. We were in the meeting room, and we were doing a little investigation in there. And we heard a crash, and we were running out, and our cameras knocked down on the floor. Now we caught the camera as we were picking up off the floor, but it didn't catch it coming off, did it? It did catch it coming off?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
It wasn't the camera, that was the camera light.
Yeah, oh, that's right. It was
But
a camera
the camera
light,
light still was
But it
a
jiggled the
mystery,
camera, yeah.
considering that the camera light was put on there by what was it put up with?
It was stuck on there by the sticky stuff and a freaking strap.
Yeah, a strap.
Yeah. When is the jail reopening? We're hoping by next week or at the beginning of April at the very latest. We are planning a lot of events. We want to have a Paracon there too, so we're working on that. We are working on group investigation, public investigation, where we get maybe 4 to 5 groups in all at one time at a discounted price. And you go in and we all investigate, and we can switch rooms for every hour. And then at the end, we can all just go wherever we want and do our own thing. And I mean, they'll still be able to do their own thing, but it would be respectful every hour to take a room.
Tell me on, you're gonna make me yawn.
And so we're gonna have that. We're going to try to do our own Paracon. We want to have some special things going. We want to set up where coming up soon, we want to get a bunch of the, I'm not saying well-known groups, but the more known on YouTube come over, and we can all have like a group powwow, I guess, and have like a fire pit and do some fire pit cooking, whatever in it, and talk about our experiences over there and what plans are, where they're going next, where we're going next, and a bunch of stuff like that. I am going to have a notebook set up over there when people come in and investigate, they can write down their experiences there, and then we can post it on our website so that people will know exactly what other people are experiencing there. I'm excited about our live over there when we go, because it's been a while and our last one was real successful. So we want to duplicate that again and get a lot of people tuning in. I will announce that one probably at least a couple days, if not a week ahead of time.
Probably a week ahead.
So, I mean, that should be coming up. That might even be as early as this Sunday or next Sunday. This Sunday
we're going to mother-in-law's house.
Okay, well, then it would probably the following Sunday, we'll try to get that set up and go over there, because I want to do the walkthrough live video, and then we'll do the investigation. And what do you think of us gals just doing it? You excited about that? We're going to show the guys our shit?
I think we're going to get a lot with it just being us females over there, because, I mean, they're prisoners. So.
Which room do you want? Do you want you want the basement? I'll take the dungeon.
I guess I'll take the basement.
It's
the last couple times I went down there I don't know what it's going to be like, just me by myself, but with Chase down there, it didn't want to say anything to me, so.
Yeah, but that's because Chase was with you.
Could be.
It wants you alone down there.
Yeah, I know. The last live, which I'm sure Linda remembers, I was in the basement and Chase heard a noise upstairs. So he went upstairs, and then when he went upstairs, the live stopped.
Yeah, it wants
So,
you
yeah.
alone. So,
How can you check a group's intentions in the jail? I know you were respectful, but others.
um, most of the groups that come in, we pretty much know what to expect because the groups that are coming in now are pretty much known throughout the area, so they've already got a reputation. We had one incident, and it wasn't the group itself, as everybody knows. It wasn't the group that was there itself. It was people that was with the group that kind of caused the ugliness. And I don't want to get into detail because that's all been resolved and everything's all good and that. But I should have known better because the participants that kind of was like the bad seed kind of gave red flags
Yeah, let it
beforehand.
known.
And that
Definitely.
night in particular, that person gave big red flags. And it kind of hurt the group itself. And they're actually nice people. And they didn't deserve everything that happened. Neither did we. But I'm just glad it's all resolved. And I can't go into. I'm not going to bash anybody. That's not us. We
Yeah.
just there's just way too much ugliness on in the paranormal, and I'll be damned if I'm going to join that ugliness.
It was just a situation that was out of hand that could have resolved a different way.
Yeah, and a lot quicker,
Yeah.
and it's all good though. But now we know what to watch for, so that person will not be coming back. Now, the people that was with them, out of respect, they will be coming back. We will be letting them back, and
Well, I'm sure with the public investigations too, we'll have somebody as security there still.
yeah.
And we have our own kind of surveillance
Yeah.
there. So I think we'll be able to make sure that they.
Well, here's kind of the first red light. The situation we're talking about, when you're asked, you're not even in the building for not even 10 minutes, and you ask almost Abby was asked, I was asked, Chase was asked, I think Dylan was asked. Each one of us was asked, Are there security cameras in this building? Are there security cameras in this building?" That was kind of a big red flag right there. Why are you so gung ho if there's security cameras in the building or not?
Yeah.
So let's just leave it at that. I wonder if the jail history has significant dates to align studies with. I'm sure there is. I'm sure there is. Matter of fact, in my book, I'm going to go real detailed in the history of Ebensburg itself, and I'm going to go in real detailed history of the jail. Because I'm sure, I mean, we're pretty thorough in what we say when we do our tours, but there's always room to learn more. Like recently, I didn't know until I watched somebody else's podcast that they were doing on the jail. And I'm there, hey, I didn't know that. Nobody told me. And I didn't see it in research. But apparently, in the annex, now the annex was built onto the jail in 1910. That's where there's 4 levels of cells there. There's 20 cells on each level, 10 on each side, and 4 levels. Now, on the left side of the level 1, there was, in the first row of 10 cells, there was a cell that was turned into a shower, and then right next to it, there was a cell that was turned into a restroom. Apparently, there's a story, and we just found this out before we closed for the season, that there was a guy that I don't know what he did, but he wanted to see his wife really bad. And they kept on saying, "No, you cannot see your wife. No, you cannot see your wife." And he says, "I need to see my wife. I want to see her."
Didn't she work in the infirmary area too?
I don't know. I don't
think
know.
she did.
And they kept on saying, "No, you can't. You cannot see your wife." Well, so apparently he asked to go to the restroom, and he kind of put it in his head, "Well, I know how I'm going to get to see my wife." So he went in and he kind of did a little thing in there, thinking that they were going to find him in a couple minutes. Well, when they did find him, it was too late. He kind of,
Yeah, I think his wife was in the infirmary, which is like the medical area, because he knew that if he wounded himself, that he would be going there to see her. And he thought that would be the easiest way to do so.
and
But
it failed. It was a big fail. He did a little bit
I
more.
did find something interesting out though by a previous officer that was in there. On one of my tours, there was an officer that was there. He said that there was a story where there was an inmate that was in the infirmary and he cut himself or he did something to him. I think he cut himself and he asked for numbing cream or whatever for his wound because they were going to suture him up and they said no, you cut yourself, we're going to suture you up without the numbing cream. And I guess he screamed bloody murder or whatever. But
Well, in the one, there's the restricted cell and there's the solitary confinement cell. In the restricted cell, apparently there was an incident there where a man got tired of being in there and he thought that he could escape through the sewage. So they kept on hearing blump, blump, blump like in the cell and they didn't know what in the heck was going on. He was literally diving down into like the toilet because he thought he could escape through the sewage. So if you see that it's locked up now because he doesn't want anybody going in there because he doesn't want anybody using the toilet. But if you look in that cell through the little window on the door, the toilet is all encased in cement. So when he tried to do that, they filled it all up with cement. Kiwi, has anyone investigated the tunnels? No, because nobody has any 100% solid proof that there even was tunnels. More and more evidence is coming out saying that there was, but nobody's got any proof yet where they are or if indeed
the only
they're
thing that's
there.
part that's questionable is in the dungeon, there's two areas in the very, very back that where the windows normally would be, that's all bricked off. And they said that that might be the entrance to one of the tunnels, but we don't know for sure.
So nobody knows. I mean, there more and more stories are coming out that yes, indeed, there was tunnels, and that could have been an escape route for Smitty. It also would have made sense for when they built the fort there, so they had tunnels to escape from attack. That made it more sense, but nobody's found any proof yet.
It was during the Indian War, so there's a huge chance that there was tunnels there.
There's a lot of battle and that going on. I mean, the whole state of Pennsylvania. If you look at our roads in Pennsylvania, they're all windy and everything else. They were wagon trails. And instead of straightening the roads out and that, because there's so many small towns along the way, all they did was they paved over the wagon trail. So Pennsylvania you'll go like this and then you'll go up and then you'll do this. I mean, it's just like all like windy. Yeah, it's so, and because they were old wagon trails. And there's so many small towns and municipalities all around Pennsylvania. They're like, if we try to straighten up, some of these towns are going to be missed over and it's going to be harder for them to go get their goods. So they just paved over the old wagon trail. So
yeah, like
people have asked, why are they so windy?
Like that road that was at Dad's old work.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I mean, has anyone investigated tunnels? I was going, what tunnels? Escape or tunnels? See, and that's the other thing, B squared. You hit the nail on the head, really. They could have been simply supply tunnels. They could have been, but that's just it. Nobody, when you're investigating, when you're researching the dungeon and the fort part of the jail, it is very, very, very hard to find any history on that. You can find history galore on Old Smitty. You can find history galore on the jail itself when it was built and when it was in operation. You can find history galore on Ebensburg. But when it comes to the fort part and the dungeon part in that jail, good luck. It's
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's so old that they just didn't have enough records for it yet or whatever, but it is the most hush hush when it comes to files Like you can't find anything
You
on
can't. You can't. And I've done a lot of research, like I said, on Old Smitty. If you wanted me to, and I had the time, I could probably talk about Old Smitty for a week straight and probably still find new information. When it comes to the gel, I could probably fill you in a lot of stuff on the gel and keep on finding more. But when it comes to the tunnel and the basement area down there where the fort part was,
Well, like Mom said
nope.
too, with the thing that we kept finding new things out when we were doing tours and stuff. Another thing we found out is there's a story about a bigger gentleman, kind of like John Coffey from the Green Mile, that refused to go out for a cell check, and there was this officer, this smaller officer that came up to put him in his place, I guess you'd say. We finally figured out what the name of the officer is because the one gentleman who came in for the tour, he actually used to work with him, and he said that he knew his name. So we thought that was pretty cool.
What happened to K? I mean B. Did B leave, or is B still here?
That's B squared.
No.
It was just another account.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, so there's a lot of, like I said, I mean, you can research a lot, but it's just we still have questions on it. There's still a lot that we want to. There's still a lot that we want to know, and it's going to take. I mean, a lot of research. I'm just hoping that in my book that I can come up and make it at least interesting. Gabriella, what the hell are you doing?
Yeah, BR is B squared's alt account.
Yeah. So, does anybody have any questions?
B square says my hubby worked in bars and restaurants in Asbury Park. There were prohibition tunnels in a few places.
See, I mean, and that's another thing. They could be anything like that. I mean, nobody knows because you can't find any history on it. Like, no, I did find out there is a story about, which I know I talked about it before. I think I talked about it on Real Talk, about the coal mines that used to be in the northern Cambria area. And they used the railroads and stuff and that to go back and forth to the mines. And at nighttime, there would be people that would rob these miners.
Yeah.
And there was a murder that took place, and that murder, well, two of the murderers ended up in Cambria County Jail. So, I mean, there's a lot of history going on that can be found. Yeah, we're being haunted by her. And who's out there? Is somebody out there?
I thought I saw a shadow behind me.
Did anybody see a shadow behind us?
It wasn't me. Over here.
There it is. It's lurking. See the eyes.
You can't miss one.
It does look every now and then like back there, like, you see that?
Spooky.
It's like, ooh. It does almost look like a thing in the wall that when the lights.
It does.
Doesn't it? See that outline there? Almost like
That's why I looked back because I thought something was there.
It's breathing.
But we do know, to get to this subject, we do know there's something here.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a bad spirit, or do we worry that we're in harm's way or anything? No. Although the one night me and Gabriella was doing an investigation in the kitchen area, we got very uneasy. But at that time, there's a lot of negativity going on in the house, and we think the negativity like kind of amped it up and brought a lot of that uneasiness around. But since then, I mean, everything's pretty good, and just I gotta show you some clips, guys. If you see some of the orbs, it's not dust, it's not bugs. We're talking about glowing, flickering, big, gigantic freaking orbs. And they just come out of nowhere. Well, I can't say they don't come out of nowhere because some of them's coming out of that china closet there, which. Yeah, so we think
It's weird
Those
though. It
are
shouldn't be that one. It should be that one, considering that's the one with the.
I don't think our house, I mean, every house has a history if it's an older house. This house wasn't built like brand new before we
No,
got it.
because you got that shell bear thing from that one shop at the
Oh, that's
Um,
right.
the thing in South Carolina,
She did. She
the
did.
Jockey Lot.
Oh yeah.
And you got those dishes and that there, and those you got down there that what's that Avon stuff?
Oh, the collectible Avon.
Yeah.
Bunnies.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So I mean, there is.
Yeah, there is some stuff in there.
Yeah.
I wonder if it is that
Yeah.
there.
I don't know. You guys bring me home haunted stuff.
Nope, just Abby. I claim
Just
no.
Abby,
I
right?
don't claim the
Yeah,
negative
probably
energy.
that bee over there, and that.
You know, looking at that bear, it's kind of creepy looking. It has a wonky eye.
Yeah, it's winking at you.
It is a big forehead.
You
They
did.
put its eyes in a bad place. They should have moved its eyes up further. That it's like big
Abby's
B
forehead.
like,
Squared
"Oh,
is
look."
asking how old our house is.
I don't know. I'd have to go on the.
Can I show them the bear?
Yeah, you can show them the bear.
Abby's like, oh look, a creepy bear. Perfect for mom.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was built. Eric, was our house built in the 50s? Does that sound right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. See?
Oh god, it does have a wonky eye.
It does. See, and the eye should have been up higher.
Yeah, it's made from shells.
Yeah, those
What's
are
up
all
with his eye?
seashells. Yeah.
It has a wonky eye.
That's kind of creepy.
It is kind of
Yeah.
creepy now that I look
So,
at it.
So the house isn't real old, but there was an old couple that lived in here before we bought it, and the
Oh, I
wife
got you
passed.
this one too.
Yeah, that's right. You did. You got me that. I think it was the
See?
same time.
Those could be the reason.
Wonky eyes are cute. I don't know what this
Yeah,
thing
what
is.
is it with the wonky eyes on those things?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
Is that a hamster? What are you?
I think it's
Let me
supposed to be
see
a
you.
pig. I think it's supposed to be a
I think
pig.
it's supposed to be a
It does
hamster.
look like it's got like a tail.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a pig.
It's a very
It's an ugly pig. It looks like Leo.
No, Leo's adorable.
It's got something inside of it. Probably ashes.
Probably somebody's ashes. You're right. Wonky eyes are cute. B Square says no. Those wonky eyes are a little bit creepy.
They are
Um,
creepy.
Yeah, as I was saying, every house has a history. This one, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was built in the 50s. I think 1950 or something like that. So it's not real old. Now, if you want to see a creepy house, the one next to us, somebody bought it only for like $24,000. It's a big house, and they were supposed to buy it for a summer house. Nobody's lived up there since we lived here. And that freaking house, I want to go in there and
Nobody's
investigate.
been in it either.
Yeah,
Like I
no.
haven't seen anybody in
Yeah,
it.
That-
somebody bought it, but nobody lives in it.
That house is calling out for me like crazy to
It's creepy.
investigate.
It really is
It is.
creepy,
Me and Dylan
especially
will
at
try to buy
night.
it.
I think your dad said you should try to contact the owner and see if you can buy it. I mean, look, from what I could see on the pictures, and there, most of the
So
stuff
Abby sees something creepy
needs
and thinks
just cosmetic, and Dylan
that's
knows how
not
to
what
do
it
that
is.
stuff.
I just saw it as shells, and I was like, "Oh, Mom likes shells."
It wasn't bought at an auction, B Squared. She bought it like at a thrift shop, I think.
Yeah, it was in South Carolina. There's this place that's called a Jockey Lot, which is basically like a flea market, and that's where that was at.
Yeah.
It was at
So
a flea market.
if the house is haunted, blame Abby.
Does she need to pull those other things out that you got me? I mean, they're cute and all, and that one, a couple of them has ears broke off. I have to re-glue back on. And how about the bee? And
Hey,
the music box over there.
The music box is
Don't
a little
even
bit on the
try
questionable
to be
side.
mean about
Get the
things.
music box.
Music box
Oh,
is
there's
cute.
he's B Squared is talking about the auction thing. She's talking about the auction. If the house was bought.
Oh,
from
was the
auction.
house bought at the auction? No, we went through realtor. It wasn't an auctioned house.
From what I heard,
Or
from-
do you mean that house over there?
they're talking about that house?
Yeah, that house. It's just they couldn't sell it, and so they ended up taking only 24,000 for it. What is that? Now you see there's chip taken out up there over here. But that's a music box. And she got that from that church. But it could be possessed. We don't know.
It's
Because
not. There's no negative
don't-
energy.
don't hold it up
24K
there.
for a big house sounds like an auction price.
Yeah, it wasn't though. They do have a lot of auction sales around here. That one, it actually went through.
That's it from the frame.
Oh, okay. The on-off switch. Okay. Hey, we could
The
take
other
that
thing
on
about
an
that house
investigation if that
is-
moves.
The other thing about that house is it's big, but it's kind of not in the best shape because it needs renovated and stuff. And I think that's what those people were trying to do with
That's
it.
what they were going to do. Yeah. See, and that's what the problem was because it was sold as is. We bought ours. We went through Realtor.com. And that one was listed also with our house. Like it was not with our house, but in the same listing. At that time, I think it was I think they wanted like 64 or something like that. It was a little bit more. And they wanted the people that owned it wanted to sell it real quick. So they lowered it to 24 and these people grabbed it. Hi, Cactus.
Hi, Cactus.
How are ya?
Everyone's here too.
She's always creeping. You're putting your hair in my coffee.
Extra fiber.
I don't want extra fiber in my coffee.
Why not? It's good for you.
Cause. Did you see on that site what was coming in our Columbia
No.
thing? I'll show you. You can
Coffee.
go on the site and it'll show you every item that's coming in that
Oh,
box.
so you cheated.
I did.
I like to be surprised. So
I'll still be surprised because I'm old and I forget things real quick. So
I'm young and I forget things real
I
quick.
got you there, buddy, right?
But when it's snacks, I'll remember.
There is a drink in that one, by the way.
A dweeb.
Yeah, there's a drink in it.
Is it a pop?
I think it is. I
Do
think
they even
it's,
call it pop?
it's in a can. Though.
Everybody's not getting notifications. I don't understand.
Why aren't they getting notifications? Because I put it on, and I didn't go through. I put a notification on the other side on Facebook, but I put the notification on YouTube. I scheduled it on YouTube. Well, that's what I said earlier. Like, geez. Like, holy.
YouTube
Well, you know,
needs
we've
to
been
get
on
their
for an hour
shit
already. Does it seem like
together.
that?
No, it doesn't.
Do you guys want us to leave?
Oh, there's something interesting. Another news in case people don't know. There's a lunar eclipse tonight at like 2 something until like 3 something.
Yeah, we're not gonna be able to see it ever.
No, because Pennsylvania has terrible cloudy conditions. Chances are we won't see it.
every
everything.
single
But-
time that there's some sort of really cool astronomical thing happening,
I
we'll
know.
never
Remember
know.
when that
See,
meteor?
Gabby.
Was
Sorry.
it a meteor or something that appeared?
No, I think there's a blue moon.
Whoops, that's the wrong one.
Oops. I like that. Does anybody have any questions for us? What does that say?
It's just stupid.
This stupid stuff showing up. Jeez.
Get rid of your stuff.
Get rid of it. No, I think my computer probably needs another update.
Yeah, it does. I
probably needs an
rescheduled
update.
it. Yeah, I don't know what it is for other things, but I know Eastern time it's from 2 something to 3 something. I have the exact time on my phone, but yeah. But we won't see it because nothing. Although I did get a picture of the moon, and the moon is darker than typical. Like it's more like an orange thing, but it's supposed to be.
So
a blood moon
everyone
tonight.
that's on here tonight are always our regulars. When I do my Smitty thing, because I know I asked Linda and she said either or, and we kind of had the pros and cons of both. When I do my old Smitty thingy, do you want me to go live so that the audience can ask questions and answers? And I can give answers, or do you want me to do a pre-recorded? What do you think would be the better way to go? Would you like me to be on so that you could ask questions as I'm talking about it? Or do you think I should just do it pre-recorded? Go. Little peekaboo.
That was
Yeah.
creepy. That was sinister.
Is that better?
No, it was creepy.
Yeah, that's see. I was kind of thinking of going live, Cactus. It's only I'm kind of thinking like because me and Linda
B
discussed
squared
about
said
it.
ask it. What did you say again?
I was asking if I'm going to be doing my show on the man they could not hang, the mystery of Cambria County Jail, Michael Smitty, Old Smitty. And I was asking, do you want me to go live so you guys can ask me questions while I'm talking about them? Or would you prefer that I just do a pre-recorded so you can just watch it?
Sometimes there is a headache of connection issues with the live broadcast.
And see, that's I kind of like in the direction me and Linda was going to, because there's some issues if you do live, but then again, then if you do live, you can have that question part, like she was bringing up too, that I could be talking, and if I'm reading, I would constantly get interrupted as I'm telling the whole thing about Smitty. But at the same time, if you look at the other end of it, that might be a good thing because that might have you captivated enough where you're drawn to say, okay, wait a minute, stop there. I have a question, and I can answer the question. So, I mean, we try to iron out the pros and cons of both ways, and I guess it'll just be a spur of the moment thing then. I do like the going live part, but I don't know. It'll probably be, I might have to do that, get that in tomorrow afternoon, because Eric and I will be coming on and doing a Vlad the Impaler live. And Gabrielle and I are overdue for a live on Real Talk.
Yeah, you guys need to yell at her for being delayed.
She just doesn't want to be with me anymore on live.
I'm still doing research.
What are you doing research on this thing?
I can't remember this. No,
I told you I can't remember stuff that I'm old. See, and you're saying about me remembering all the stuff in the snack bars. I just proved my point.
She's giving you the look.
Did I not just prove my
You
point?
just look.
We discussed a lot of things because we were also discussing getting maybe different types of baby
Yeah,
foods.
but what was I already doing research on?
B Square said, well,
Oh.
it's storytelling, then we can ask questions after. I thought you were going to be asking Smitty questions, lol.
No, it's out when I'm doing my, I guess it'll be a documentary or infomercial,
Infomentary.
whatever. Yeah. If there's I'm saying something and it's confusing or you have a question, then I see it, I can answer the question. It works out all okay.
There's a spooky eyeball there.
Gabriella's eyeballs, they're like half the size of her freaking head, so
Rude.
you don't have lack of comprehension. I just talk weird. Like a lot of people say, what the hell is she talking
There's
about?
some things Mom says, and me and Gabrielle laugh about because of the way she says it.
Don't even go there, girlfriend. They make fun of me because if I go in a store and I'll go like that, and they make fun of me for that. They make fun of me because I can't reach stuff, and I'll say like, Abby, today I need, or yesterday I needed a bowl.
Yesterday.
And then, Abby, can you reach up there and get that bowl for me? She's like, yes, Mom. And kind of laughing like she is now at the same time. And this one picks on me about 19 zillion different things. And they were making fun of me today because I gave certain nicknames to our dogs.
She has new nicknames for the dogs every day, and they get better and better every day.
Well, I don't want to tell you the 2 newest ones that I got because you'll say what.
You can tell Linda after the live.
Yeah, so they are mean. They pick
They
on me.
are
She
all-
picks on
not.
us too.
Yeah.
I would never, never. I would never do that to my 2 most beautiful daughters. You know what I had a dream about, and you're gonna laugh. It was weird. I had a dream that I took my laptop over to Nancy's house, and I had Nancy on a show, and we were talking about her experience that she had at Gettysburg.
That'd be kind of cool if she would do it.
Well, I wonder why that kind of like I just out of the blue.
Probably because you've been thinking about Nancy and asking her about the furniture, and then
Well,
your mind is like,
Which we
"Oh,
need
gotta
to
do a
go
podcast."
visit them again.
I have 3 daughters
We are
actually.
delayed.
I have an older daughter that is married and lives in Indiana County, and she's the only one that gave me grandchildren so far.
I don't know why you're looking
Not
at me
yet.
like
I don't want
that. Not
to see
yet.
it. Let's get to it. Start pushing them back.
Start pushing them babies up. Them babies. I'm not getting any younger.
She says you were so outnumbered.
I am. Is that fair, B squared? Honestly, is that fair?
Isn't Nancy the same height as you though?
I think Nancy
She
is a little
shrunk.
bit shorter.
No, Nancy's taller than me, but she shrunk. Nancy was about 5'4" or 5'5", and the last time we was over there, I'm there, Nancy, you shrunk, didn't you? She goes,
I know. I stood
Yeah.
up beside her. I'm like, you're
"Yeah,
short.
Yeah. So she's now only about an inch or so taller than me. You mind you, I'm only barely over 5 foot. And she was like 5'4", I think, or 5'5", and now I bet you she's. These young ladies here who outnumber me, B squared, will literally look and say, "Hey, mom, I'm curious. Like, no, this is a serious question. How tall do you have to be considered a midget? And how tall do you have to be considered a dwarf? And what's the other
We
one?
said that she belongs to the Lollipop Guild.
They have said that to me.
Why are you just looking at me? She's part of the problem. How do you say Lollipop Guild? I get told that I'm part of the Lollipop Guild too.
Gabriella Page
That's
Weshy,
me. Don't wear out my name.
you have said lots of things like that to your mom.
Linda says they
I
keep
feel-
buying haunted objects for their moms.
Exactly. I see. They're trying to get me possessed so they'll have something else to make fun of me about.
You should tell
Like my
them.
mother was
You should tell them
possessed.
about your dream
What dream?
real quick.
Which one?
The one about you getting possessed at the jail. They'll love it.
Before we even got to
Was
jail.
it at the jail?
Yeah, you said that we were gonna go investigate the jail. This was like the first time we stepped foot in the jail. It was the first investigation that we were gonna
No,
do. there.
it was before we even step in the jail.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I'm saying. Before we even did an investigation there.
I'm trying to
because
remember my dream completely because it's been a while since I
It
had
was
it.
so
I had
funny.
I believe that it was right before we were getting to go. We're getting to go.
we're getting to go to the jail.
We were getting ready to do our first investigation there, and of course you get all these things going through your head. Now me, I get premonitions, so it kind of scares me. But I told the kids, I said, I had this weird dream that I think we were in the dungeon or and I was sitting on the chair, and I believe I was doing the Estes method, and something overcome on me, like I was getting like possessed, like full-fledged possessed, and they stopped asking questions and everything, and they saw that like I was getting completely possessed, and they left me there, and they ran away, and they would not come and save my life. And I'm there like I'm being possessed, and they're running screaming, and they left me there. And they're like, how wicked rude is that? And then Chase, after that, after I told him, he says, don't worry, Mom. He says, I would have come back and I would have rescued you. And they're like, they probably would do that too.
No, we wouldn't. I'd be, that part on the new Ghostbusters movie. So she's like, "Be on, dude! Get out of my friend!"
How tall are the girls? Nancy, my oldest, like I said, I believe she was like 5'4" or 5'5", and now I know she shrunk because she's not too much taller than me now. So she might only be maybe 5'2", 5'3". Abby
I'm
is
5'5".
She's 5'5", and Gabrielle is about 5'2", 5'3", depending on good days or bad days.
The half counts.
The half counts. Well, I'm literally 5 foot a half inch. So does that half count?
Yeah.
It makes me feel
Yes.
tall.
See? There you
Cactus
go.
says, hey, us shorties, we've just fun size and are number one at playing the low bar limbo game. Also can walk under a volleyball net and barely have to tip our head.
Exactly. And you know what? I have a shirt to prove it too, because I have a shirt that literally says, I'm not short, I'm just fun sized.
Yeah, it's a cute shirt.
So-
It's a cute shirt.
I like that shirt.
But yeah, we pick on her, but she picks on us.
I never would pick on my girls. Never.
May God strike you down right now.
See, now they're wishing death on me.
Not me! I didn't say anything! She did!
I'm gonna cry.
I said strike you, not kill you.
Or if they strike me down, I ain't getting back up at my age.
You could live through a lightning strike.
Right. That's like saying
You
that
know
lady
somebody
said-
actually lived through a lightning
A
strike,
lot of
though?
people live through lightning
This
strikes.
woman, she had which I'm not a Christian or anything like that, but she had
Ask the guy
cross-
from Great Outdoors.
she had a cross necklace on, and she walked outside during a lightning storm, and she got shocked, but she didn't die.
There was another one where this guy got shocked, or
Yeah, she's not innocent. Not one bit.
I'm innocent. I'm
this
innocent.
one guy got like electrocuted like 17 times and still lived.
You can. It's just you probably won't be the same, or you'll have a new hairstyle.
He definitely had a new hairstyle.
So
I just heard, watch out for lightning now.
yeah, she said she hoped like yeah.
She's not innocent. That's for sure.
I am. I look at this face.
No, you gotta do this.
No, unacceptable.
You're not innocent. You bully us.
All the time.
You guys, you sound like my cousins. There was like 5 of my cousins picked on me the whole time I was growing up, and they said I bullied them. Yeah, I'm gonna go up against a gang.
Well, we're not a gang.
No, but it's
But
2
you
to
bully
1.
us.
We're your daughters.
Yeah.
And then when Chase is around, there's 3.
Well, he bullies
And then
me all the
sometimes
time.
Dylan, although I've never seen Dylan bullied. A lot of times Dylan actually defends me. Gabriella, and they're like, "Thank you, Dylan."
Yeah. Chase will
Chase will pick on me. That's
Dylan
not
did once. I don't remember what it was about.
I think it was about my height.
It was
I
probably.
think it was about my height.
Dog,
Yeah.
poor mom. The height's the number one topic. It's funny
It's okay.
because I'll be in the kitchen with mom and I'll like, hi mom. I'll purposely go down like and she's like, hi Abby. But she calls me long legs and everything.
Your nickname used to be Stretch.
I know, but I don't want to.
It was Stretch and Weezer. She would have us so bad. When she was
Hey.
younger, she would laugh, and when she laughed, she would like wheezed.
Surprise.
And then she make us laugh. So she was nicknamed Stretch, and she was the Weezer.
See, you're the bully.
Gabby is the bully. Oh, that's fun. Cactus, that's always fun feeling it travel through your body. Yeah.
Ball lightning seems
Yeah.
terrifying. Yes. It does.
I always pick on Gabrielle with her height though, because she's short too. She's getting a little bit taller, but she's still on the short scale.
I'm getting taller. I ain't growing no
ain't
more.
growing.
No, I know, but before you were shorter, you got taller before you stopped growing. But it was
That's
funny
been
because
how
I
many
always
years now?
I would make fun of her saying that she'll fit in the luggage bag because of how small she is.
It's pretty bad when my mom was short, but the last time my mom saw me before she passed, she looks at me and she goes, Diane, are you shrinking? But I'm their mom, not you too.
See, that's why you don't drink coffee. Coffee stunts your growth.
Oh, bullshit. Bullshit. Bullshit that.
Yeah, what happened to you then?
Yeah.
I don't drink
And
coffee.
your dad's over 6 foot.
I don't drink coffee. This is hot cocoa.
Yeah, and it gets bad where Tom he'll tell me he wants to put me in a shopping cart when we go grocery shopping, or he'll say, "Honey, do you need me to pick you up to reach something in the kitchen?" Or if he goes to give me a kiss or a hug, he'll say, "Here." I'm there like reaching up, and he'll go, "Here, does this help?" And then he'll go down on his knees, and he's actually about the right height. Oh, damn. Damn.
Oh yeah, then I make fun of Gabrielle because we'll be in a store or whatever, and they'll be like small shoes. Her mom had the smallest freaking feet.
Now there you go again. You make fun. They
Okay,
make fun
but
of my
we do.
toes.
They have small
Toes are
ass
weird.
feet. They have size 6 feet. That's it. That's how big their feet is. And so
Did
I'll
you
go.
hear what she just said?
What'd
I
she
said
say?
you guys make fun of my toes. Ask her what she just said.
What did you just
Your
say?
toes are weird.
They say my toes are stubs. I'll put them on that whatever, only you or whatever, then make money off of it.
You don't put toes on OnlyFans.
What's that one that you do toes
Feet
on?
finder.
Feet Finder? Okay, well, I'll put them on Feet Finder.
So
Make a bunch of
anyways,
money.
they have little feet. So every time I go to a store and I see little kid shoes, I'll be like, "Hey, Gabrielle, these are your size." Or when we're at Walmart, whatever, like, "Hey, mom, this is your-"
Your dad did that to me once. We was in a Walmart and I'm there, honey, I need to get a pair of sneakers because I was working at Dollar Tree and I said, I need comfortable sneakers. So we go down and he goes down the kids aisle and he looks on the bottom because it goes smaller up to higher sizes. And he says, well, those ones look like that big. I said, hon, those are kid sizes. He says, well, they look like that big, yeah? And I'll be damned, I put one of them on.
Yeah, my friend says I have stubby nubby toes.
I say, you can never win. You can never win.
That's freaking funny.
It's not funny.
I have tiny feet too.
You do
Yeah,
have
you
tiny
both have
feet.
tiny feet.
You have
we,
tiny.
we have the
And
same
then what
size.
happened to me?
Yeah.
Did I get dad's feet?
Or Eric's.
Probably. Or Eric has big. Do you see his toes? He's got finger toes. Those toes are as long as fingers.
She got witch toes.
She does. Her toes are fingers.
Wow, that's so messed up.
And this one, she can use her toes and do anything with them.
Dylan
She
is
can.
creeped out by that every time I go. He's like, can you hand me that blanket over there?
She can pick up anything with her toes and hand it to you.
That's just weird.
She could probably put her makeup on with her toes if
Yeah,
she
she's
wanted
a
to.
monkey.
Probably could. You tell him.
We'll do a tutorial.
No, I'm not. No,
Who
I'm
wants
not
her-
exploiting my feet.
Who wants her
online.
to put makeup on with her toes?
I
Can you
am not
type with your
exploiting my damn feet
Can you type
online.
with your toes? Now that I would like to see. Can you type with your toes, Gabriella?
I don't know. Let's put this thing on the ground.
Now that would be interesting. But she can, like, she curls them up like that, and she can pick up anything with them.
Lady.
No, it's not. You seen that day? I dropped something. I said, "Okay, let me try it," and they're like,
I can do it, but it's not as easy for me because my toe cramps.
I think my toes are so tiny that I can't. I think that's what it is. See, I'm making fun of
You technically just made fun of yourself.
I just said I think that's why I can't grasp anything because they're too short.
Cactus says Gabby texting with her toes and doing the live at the same time. What's wrong, Mom? My eyes
Yeah,
are watering.
that wouldn't you like to see that Gabriella doing something with her toes on the live? We'll do a whole makeup tutorial. Gabriella, put
Write your name with your toes real quick.
She's gonna write her name with her
What
toes.
is this?
It's no good. That's what it is.
Am I signing my soul over to the devil? What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a last page right here. If you can see it, I don't know if you can see
He
it.
moved. I'm trying to sign.
It's the last page that was a bad print off of part of our waiver for the gel. She's gonna take her shoe off or her sock because she doesn't have a shoe on, and she's gonna put an ink pen in, and we're gonna see if she can write her name, and then we'll show you what it looks like.
I swear she can. That's crazy.
Oh, God.
Only if she can touch type, though hunt and peck typing would be funny.
She probably would be able to do that.
How are you holding it like that?
I can't even lift my leg up to put my shoe on, and you're lifting it up almost to your head. They're freaking right on the table.
Okay, I can't.
Is there no ink in that pen? You're cheating.
Yeah, she is.
You're cheating. She does have the, I will say this much. She does have the ink pen in her toes in a very, very good clenched position. So I kind of think that if that was like a marker, then she would be able to do. You should get a marker. There is a marker out there. No, because that one don't write either. But why did somebody put a dried up marker in that door? Or should I say like your dad said, draw?
Draw.
He said draw. And I call it a door. It's a drawer.
She's using her foot to write on a table.
Well, no, she's writing on a paper on the table, but she has
She
her
is using
foot.
her foot.
Yeah, she had her.
There's a pen right there,
Like,
Gabra. I don't know if it works.
You
though.
clenched the.
Right there.
No,
There's
I
a
need,
gray one.
I need a marker.
Gabriella, in the room, in the door. Gabriella. I'm gonna kill her. Gabriella, go into the living room, open up the door on the side table, and voila, there's a marker.
Hold on, I'm scared. Why Chucky's head?
I don't know.
Give me that.
Yeah, that's my Chucky's head. Abby gave that to me a while ago. See?
It might be cursed.
It could be cursed. Anyhow, you hold the pen like this. She has her toes clenched in the same way.
Yeah.
How
really
do you
weird.
do that? Like,
I don't know. I tried doing things with my foot, and guess what? My foot cramps. And then
If I tried to do that with my foot, yeah, I would have a cramp.
I used to be good at it when I was younger, but I can't grab things.
You know
my
what?
foot
It
cramps.
would be my luck. I would do that, and I'd get a cramp so bad I'd be screaming, saying, "Somebody get that ink pen out of my foot because it's locked in place." Jeez,
Oh my god, I'm crying.
is this a pencil popper?
I think so.
That's an ink pen.
That's not a pencil, Mom.
Chocolate. She's fucking writing. She's literally writing her name with a marker.
Yeah, the
Don't
last
hold
time
your
I
foot,
did
though.
it, or tried to do anything with my foot, my toes cramped up, and I literally had to rub my foot to get it out of being
Just a
cramped because it
Gabby.
hurt really bad. Were you friendly with Bigfoot? Linda asked if you're friendly with Bigfoot, Mom.
No, she's friendly with Big Littlefoot. Remember that? Okay, this is with her foot. It's not too damn bad. You can see the G-A-B. The R-I is a little bit funky. The E is like, woo. The two L's definitely. And that A, woo.
The two
But
L's are
hey,
gone.
that was all with her freaking foot.
This is normal.
Oh, I get you now. Were you friendly with Bigfoot? Okay, like.
Yeah, I told you that she
It-
asked you.
Yeah, it was one of those things. I like the friskiness.
That's
like-
your normal handwriting?
That's not writing. That's printing.
Whatever.
No, this is handwriting.
B squared says I'm impressed.
That is pretty damn impressive. I can't freaking even put the thing. If I try to put this ink pen between my toes, I would try it, but you know.
Let me try again.
See, when she was growing up, I called her my little monkey. I wonder why.
Cactus says friendly. Wink, wink.
We were a little friendly with Bigfoot. Well, I could call your dad Bigfoot.
Yeah, Dad's tall.
He is tall.
It's funny. It was funny the other. Well, it's probably been a couple months now, but I was in the kitchen with my dad, and he looked at me. He says, "Okay, are you getting taller or am I getting short?" And I said, "You're getting shorter."
Well, they'll bring up like height, and they'll talk about, well, how tall are you? And they're like, everybody's taller than me. It doesn't take much.
That's a little bit better.
It's improving.
With her freaking toes.
Is she right-handed or right-footed?
Yeah. Are you right-footed? That was with
That
her
was
right
my
foot too.
foot.
Uh,
I don't think I could do it with my left.
probably better than her normal handwriting. Her handwriting, she's right-handed, but she writes like a left-handed person because all of her letters are slanted.
Do not. It's. Let me see if I can do this.
What are you doing?
She dropped a CD on the floor, and she's going to pick it up
Even
with her
height
foot.
shaming your dad.
They will shame anybody. They don't care. That is with her foot, by the way. See, and then they wonder why I called her my little monkey when she was growing up.
It's just easier. You don't feel like bending over to pick anything up and get your little toes and go beep.
Yeah, but I tried that and I can't beep.
Gotta do more toe exercises.
What is the most difficult thing you've picked up with your
A
foot?
phone.
A phone?
That's really hard to pick up.
She can like get her big toe on the one next to, and she can do kind of like a claw thing, like and pick it up. Like it's the weirdest thing.
Can you play toe cards?
She can. I seen her freaking piss with cards with the freaking toes.
You can play Go Fish with your toe.
She could.
Anybody can.
I've seen you pick up cards with your toes.
Anybody can do that.
No, I can't do that.
Well, there's something wrong with your toes then,
No, there's
Madam.
nothing wrong with my toes. They're normal. Yours are monkey toes.
You're normal toes.
You're
Mine are more-
monkey toes.
Flexible.
Linda asked, how did you drag your kids up?
That's a good question. That is a good question.
What does that mean?
How were you raised? How did I drag? How did I drag you guys up? Where did I drag you from? Probably the depths of hell.
I'm an angel.
Hey, Linda. Okay, we're gonna have to do a show on Casper's site because I got Linda. I think hooked on it. We're hooked on Casper's site. If you
He
want-
is so
He
hilarious.
is funny because everything's built on a graveyard. He's like
They're asking if Eric's normal.
sometimes he has his moments.
Eric, do you pick up things with your feet?
I don't know. I never tried it.
He curls them like this, though.
I
Like,
know. I don't know why he does that when he's
Yeah.
sitting down. Sometimes and
Yeah.
he curls his feet. I don't.
he
know.
does
That
not
has to-
sometimes. He does it all the time. He'll put his toes.
That
Here's his
can't be
toes.
comfortable.
Here's his toes, and they're that long. And he'll put them like that.
Yeah,
My
that
favorite
can't be
thing that
comfortable.
Eric does is every animal we've ever had, he's always made a voice for them. Every single animal.
He does.
So
He does.
we now know what Max's voice is. And
Max is easy because he's Eeyore.
he's a depressed
King's
boy.
was funny. He was just like, yeah, he was very derpy. He had a derpy voice.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, we're gonna have to cut this.
No more making fun of heights for now.
Or feet.
Or
feet.
me,
Or you.
Until next time.
Maybe Chucky.
Chucky will say good night. Good night, Chucky.
Why did Chucky say goodnight to Chucky?
I don't know. He wanted to say good night to himself. You know, it's like how there's some of those shows say good night, Sarah, or whatever. They say good night, Sarah, instead of her just saying good night. You know that those shows that do that. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Eric, you know what I'm talking about. You know how they get some of those people and they say good night, Sarah, and they go good night, Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
See, he gets it.
Yeah, Cactus. It's 9:41.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Like a dad
like
joke.
10
Yeah.
minutes
Like
before.
my name, I'm hungry. Oh, hi, hungry.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
dead.
Square
Yeah.
says
Don't
no.
call me Shirley.
B Square says no, you're scaring us.
It was like one of those, like, and when they end those shows and they say, you know, they do it on a lot of those. Like, it's just one of those jokes.
It's one of the
Okay.
dad jokes.
It is. Still like for me, it's been so fun, ladies. It has been a fun night. We wasn't sure where we were going to go tonight, but I think it went over well. Abby and I.
What's she laughing about?
I'm going to draw a mustache on her face.
What's she laughing about?
What are you laughing about?
I slapped myself.
She slapped herself in the face, and then you guys say I'm weird.
You have a Chucky doll head.
You're the one that found it
Yeah, in your door.
because Abby gave
Oh,
it to
before
me.
we go,
It's a pencil topper. See his hole?
That's disclaimer. Don't look at Chucky's hole.
Don't look at Chucky's hole. Jeez,
Oh
look at
my
hole
God.
Chucky.
Oh my God.
Okay, we're ending this before it gets way out of it. But what we're gonna do?
Gabby better lock her bedroom door tonight.
What we're gonna do is every week. Excuse me. Every week.
That's what we're gonna do every week.
We're gonna sneeze every week. That's how we're gonna end the show. We're gonna all do a group sneeze, and that will be our sign off.
No, Abby will do the cough. Mom will do the sneeze.
And Abby will
I'll
do the
hiccup.
fart.
I'll hiccup. Who?
You.
You said Abby.
I said Gabby.
No, you
You
said
said
Abby.
Did it come out
Yeah.
Abby? I meant Gabby. Which I don't even
And
call you
since
Gabby.
when do you call
I don't call
me
you Gabby, but I see Linda calling you Gabby all the time.
It doesn't matter.
All
You don't
the
call me
time.
that.
Anyhow. What we'll probably do is every Thursday night, then we can still do the poetry and stuff, and that we have nothing, you know, because it's going to be like just a free forum talk show. That's why we changed it to Coffee Talk. Have a lot of laughs, have a lot of fun. Please,
Yeah, I'm crying
guys.
right now.
Please,
Thanks.
peas, yeah, peas, guys, peas. No, don't peas. If you need a pee, go pee. But no, that's not.
Yeah, use the bathroom, please.
Yeah, use the bathroom,
Preferably
please,
not out
please.
in the
No,
public,
no.
like on a building or something.
Not while you're on the
No.
show. No, it's just like the one. Anyhow, if you have any questions, like I said, as long as they're not too personal, we will do question and answer, and it could be pertain to us personally. It could pertain to the jail. It could pertain to Pennsylvania, lurking spirits, real talk, Gabrielle and her boyfriend, Abby and her hubby. Don't ask me any questions. Leave me out of it. I got picked on enough tonight. Ask of anything about Eric. my oldest daughter. Maybe I will see if Nancy would want to do that. That would be
That'd be
cool.
a good
That
time
would be
for you
cool.
guys to kind of.
Yeah, that would be cool because I could take this over. Because I don't really need those because I just need my computer.
Well,
But
I'm
that
gonna
would be
head
cool.
over.
So Gabriella's leaving.
Let's
so
hug Mom real quick.
Look
We're
at it.
sorry,
Look at this shit.
Mom. It's okay, Mom.
Thanks, Gabriella.
Good mother.
My children, my children, my children. And see, you can tell how much they love me too when they feel that the gift that they have to give me is a Chucky's. So if that says anything, we're gonna call this a night, aren't we? So okay, guys, it was a fun evening. We're a little over an hour and a half. I know me and Eric will be coming on here sometime in the very near future. I will be doing my Smitty thing. Please stay tuned for all the updates on the jail because we're getting close to reopening. There's going to be a lot of big news on there. I love all of you guys. You guys we got the greatest group of people that come on here all the time. So with that being said, we'll see you again on the other side. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Good night.
Good night, everybody.